Yes, that is very, very wrong of you, Carrot House. Hello, how you doing? Ah. And we got Cobb as well. Hi there. Certainly strange, yes. You're all a bit strange for tuning in. How are you all doing? You know your place. Yes. Right. Back to the Sony today. I'm going to get it powered up. I'm doing pretty good. Absolutely. Like when you're at school, the girl that picks on you is the one that fancies you. This power cable that I cleaned up is not sticky in the slightest anymore. It's gone perfect. So I don't need to replace that. At the end of this restoration, I'll be an expert at undoing this case, I think. Now those ones stay in. These ones come out. This one comes out. Just wiped it down with IPA. If you can't clean it with IPA, it's not worth cleaning. So that's out, that's out, that's out. Two side ones are out. That one's out. And this one is out. And was that it? That was all of them. If I had a dog, I'd name it IPA. Okay, we're into two parts again. Now, what I was planning on doing was getting this part of the system, come on, focus, this part of the system wired up and plugged in and running. But I just thought I should look at the schematic before I do that. And I'm glad that I did. Because here is the power supply block, which is exactly as I thought. Big transformer, rectifier, high filter with big inductor, two capacitors. But when that goes off to this 4-pin plug, which you can't really see here, there's this bit of it just here, the left-hand 2 pins, which just go into the TV, through the power switch and back out again. Through these here 2 wires, which come straight down here to the live input of the mains. So this plug, where's my desk gone? This plug here goes into the TV with live mains on it. So if I pick the wrong wire and stick my probe in it, it could just go bang, which would not be fun. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to trust that the power supply is working, since it is pretty simple and straightforward. Just big transformer, shuffle these around. Big transformer into rectifier into pi filter with a switch for the charger, and that's it. So I don't think there's pi, my pi. Yeah, it's a pi filter, so called because it forms the shape of a pi, letter pi. You got bring this back again. You have an inductor forming the top of the pi, and then 2 capacitors either side of it forming the legs of the pi. It's an apple pie filter. It's got to be apple, hasn't it? Well, actually, no, with this vintage, it's more likely to be an apricot pie, actually, I think. Not even if it's a Cherry MX pie. So I'm going to trust that the power supply, because it is so simple, is working fine. So I'm going to put that up on one side for a moment. And we'll come back to the main unit, which wants a bit of a cleaning up before it gets powered up. Apricot made great computers back in the day. Did Apricot make it over to the States? Or are they not big over there? It's dusty. Need to get me a vacuum out, I think. Well, I don't really count Canada because nothing really makes it to Canada much. Right, I think I've got most of the dust out. One thing I do want to deal with before powering up is the power switch, which is incredibly loose. Which hopefully is just a nut, but it's right down inside there. I've got no chance of getting to it with an ordinary tool. Right down inside there I need to get, and I'm thinking my forceps might be the best thing for that. I think that's turning. Yeah, that's turning. Split that up. Right. Do we dare connect this up? I'm scared. I really don't want to. It's gonna go bang, I know it, isn't it? It might be my last ever stream, this. I might go down in history as the first person to explode on Twitch. What I might do, actually, thinking about it, it's got the... I might play it safe. It's got the 12-volt input, hasn't it? I might not power it off the mains first. I might power it off my bench power supply first instead. That might make a bit more sense. Yes, I will. I shall play it safe. Because I don't want to get banned from Twitch for blowing myself up. And I shall power it up from the bench supply. Yeah, the voltages over here are kind of scary at times. Yeah, you get tiny little zaps where you get nuked. You'll be glad to know my Brio webcam is all fixed and working again now, after its mishap the other day. It turned out the camera was perfectly fine. It hadn't, it wasn't the dripping vinegar that had done anything as far as I know. It was just the cable had died. Yeah, your electrical system over in North America, I won't say the States, North America is odd, to say the least. Having two-phase power and transformers outside everyone's house, it's just weird. Yeah, I had to go out and buy a new cable for it, because it turned out the only other USB-A to USB-C cable that I had was the one that came with my phone, which turned out to only be USB 2, no USB 3 in it, so it would only go at low resolution or low frame rate. So I had to go and emergency dash down to Argos to get a new cable. Nearly wired. I had £1 for every time I've wired a plug. Well, that's the only place around here where you can get anything even remotely like that. Because I needed it to be working for last night so I could do some more video work last night with it. So it had to work, and it had to work now, so I had to hot-foot it downtown to Argos of all places and pay through the nose. 15 quid it cost me for a simple USB cable. Rip-off. Argos it's a catalogue store. It's what would the American equivalent be? I'm not sure what the American equivalent would be, but it started out literally as a catalogue, and it's a store that you walk into and they've just got a row of their catalogues, and you just look through their catalogue, write down the numbers you want, go up to the counter, hand it to them, they go out the back and come back with the stuff you want. And they sell everything. So everything you can think of, but at twice the price of anywhere else. So you can never actually see what you're buying until you've bought it. Right, that plug is wired. Now, this just takes a 12-volt input. I could go onto the socket's on the back of the case, isn't it? But I'm just going to go onto the input pins of the connector, I think, with the power supply. Yeah, it's Argos is no longer Argos. Argos bought out by Sainsbury's, one of the big supermarkets, a couple of years back. So now Argos, certainly here, is just a corner of the Sainsbury's supermarket. So, but normally I'd go to Amazon for this sort of thing, but needing it immediately, Amazon couldn't get it to me in time. It's the one of the problems of living out in the sticks is you don't really get much choice of where you can buy things. Right. Don't we all, Bob? Don't we all? Let's go back to this view here. Right, so I've got 4-pin input here, which comes direct from the power supply. 2 of those pins are the power switch, and 2 of them are 12 volts DC. So I need to work out, because it doesn't tell you which is which is handy. The pins are keyed, 3 together, then a gap, then an extra pin. But on the schematic, all 4 pins are equally spaced. And oh, hello, my capture's not working now. There we go. No, it's gone. Anyway, it's updated once, that's enough. So yes, you got all 4 pins are equally spaced, so it doesn't help you to work out which is which of those pins. But I know that 2 of them are the power switch, 1 of them is the power input, and 1 of them is ground. So I shall come back to here. I shall quickly restart OBS on my other computer, and hopefully that'll pick that up again. There. That's working now. Okay. So yes, one of these 4 pins here is ground, and I'm hoping that so is this. Nope. Oh, yeah. Well, that's handy. If that's ground, then one of the middle 2 pins is ground, whereas on the schematic the outside pin is ground. That is clever. Very clever. Is there a better option for a ground, I wonder? That looks like it's definitely going to be ground. All this is coming up as either ground or 12 volts, and I'm assuming that since this is the ground connection to the CRT, that is ground. Absolutely. Every time I boot my computer up into Linux to use OBS, I have to load OBS twice. The first time, it takes about 5 minutes to load. And the browser plugin doesn't work. So I have to quit and open it again. It takes a few seconds to load and the browser plugin works. It's odd. And it's always the same every single time I boot up. No explanation in the log files as to why, but right. So what we've got the middle pin here, or one of these 2 middle pins here is ground. And on the schematic, the outside pin is ground. So which one's the main input pin? I'm hoping it's the one next to it on the outside, keeping the 2 mains ones by themselves over to the other side. But that's, yeah, clever. I could try looking in the actual power supply, but it's a bit of a tangled web of wires in here. And I'm not entirely sure what goes where, because it all goes underneath some metal plates and all sorts of rubbish in there. So, yeah. So what I want to do is turn on the power. Where have I gone? There we go. I'm going to turn on the power switch on the front and see which 2 of these are connected. Hopefully it's these 2. No. Or if it is, the switch isn't working. Which is quite possible. Let me put the knob on so I can pull it easier. Nope. I'm thinking those two are power because I think it's charged up a capacitor. It's certainly doing something between those pins with, or is it? Oh, hello. No. They haven't, have they? Or is that... Ah, no, S1 and S2. Ah, is it two-pole, this switch? And it switches... Oh, ah! I think this switch switches both power supplies. So one of these is working and one of them isn't, I think. Got connection between those, but not between those. So grey and white both come up here. And brown, but there is only one brown. So that's... The brown must be... Yeah. Brown wire here is... that outer connection there, and that's 12 volts. So we've got ground, 12 volts, and those two there will be the mains power switch, which appears to not be functioning. Might just need a bit of contact cleaner on it, or it might have completely disintegrated the contacts inside. No, nothing's blown up yet, but I have identified the power connections now. Which means I get to connect these. That one is ground. That one is power. You got the three together. You got switch, ground, then the gap, then 12 volt power. The power switch is currently on. Those are clipped in. I'm going to take this down to... actually, shall I undervolt? I think I should undervolt it. I'm going to undervolt it first, I think. Just let the capacitors just form themselves slightly if there is any need for that. I'm limiting to 1 amp. And in 3, 2, 1. Okay, and taking it up now to 8 volts. I can hear a bit of static crackling on the speaker. And I shall go to 12 volts. 3, 2, 1, full voltage now. No picture. You can smell that from there, blimey. We're drawing about 900 milliamps at 12 volts. Oh, we just had a discharge flash there. Let's switch to UHF instead of VHF. I'm going to need more current, I think. 1.5 amps. So we're just touching an amp. Oh, come on now, Cobb. That's a bit low even for you. Ooh, hello. It's a bit dim at the moment, but we have a bit of flickeriness. Turn off the lights. We have image. We will never get a picture because there are no analog transmissions anymore. Let's turn the sound down. But we might see, like there, I think that's digital television coming on there. I think it might actually function. At the moment, no, I don't. But I think that is digital television. That's remarkable that we're getting a picture even. Not for this frequency range, no. I've not got anything like a video player or a... have I got... No. I've got RF modulation for ordinary sort of broadcast radio frequencies that I use for tuning and calibrating radios, but not for television. I've got no consoles or anything like that. I've not got a video player. I've not got a DVD player. There might be something downstairs. Might have access to something downstairs, possibly, that might do the job. Possibly. Right, but what my next thing to do, I think, will be... Oh, absolutely. So what were you watching then? Go on, tell me. What channel was that? Now this is going to be charged now, so I need to be a little more careful around it. But I need to sort out this power switch before I can do anything else. Because nothing will happen if I can't turn the power on. Wouldn't surprise me. That sounds like living TV then. Or yesterday. Can I grip this nut now that I've tightened it? And loosen it off again? Nope, I can't. Oh, there it goes. Ah, but is it the good crystal maze or the rubbish crystal maze? Although the rubbish one was still pretty good, but there's a question of whether it was Richard O'Brien or Richard, however you pronounce his name, VOD or whatever his name is. Because you can't beat Richard O'Brien. Richard O'Brien, yeah, the original. The original and the best. Especially when he starts talking about Mumsy. Quality construction here. All the cables held together with a twist tie. An official Sony twist tie. Okay, the nut and the washer removed. Switch unit taken out. Now. No real way for me to get into this to squirt it, is there? No. So I think I might have to take the risky option of dismantling it. Which is just 4 tabs, but still, it's risky. Because it might never go back together again. Yeah, just the screw was loose. Just like mine. Just the nut was loose, that's all. So, but the actual contacts for the power input, the main power input, don't appear to be conducting at all. And looking at them, I'm not surprised. Let's see if you can see this. 2 nice shiny contacts. 2 contacts which you can't see because they are completely and utterly caked up. And the same on here. 2 nice shiny contacts and 2 that are black. Completely black. Where is my contact cleaner. I had it in my hand earlier. What have I done with it? Where have I put it? I had it because I knew I was going to want it. But now I can't find it. Oh, there it is. I need a new can of contact cleaner. This one is not squirting. Well, it's improved, but it's not quite there. Still got these two spots where it's completely corroded it. You can feel there's an actual dent there where those are. There we go, they look much cleaner now. Now to try and do these without it all springing apart. How does this come off? It just slides out, as do the contacts. Oh, see what mess it leaves behind? Grab on for me while you're there, will you, Cobb? These contacts are just flat pieces of metal, actually, so I don't need to use this same side. I can just turn them over, which is quite handy. But I might try and use the same side anyway. I'm just going to grab a file and give them a bit of a scrape. in IPA as well. Right, let's hope that I can get this back together again. Hmm. Don't rightly know how this works. I need to look back on this stream, I think, somehow. I wonder if I can do a clip far enough back. No, but I can look at my local recording. Where are we? Stream. Right. Where did I dismantle it? There we go, that's a good view. Right. Okay. Yeah. Yuck. Get rid of that one. I just want to zoom in on that one bit of it there. I dread to think. What can I do with this? I go and set this to MPEG 4, add filters. and transform 200%. Except it's then shrunk it again. I thought it was an option of play filtered. There we go. No. Maybe if I just resize the window. That'll do. Ah, come back. That's the window I want. Right. So it looks like we've got there's two springs crossing over in the middle. Going to the rounded edges on the outside. Is that right? No. I think the hooks go to the middle. This is weird. Get the feeling it's like God, this is so fiddly. Oh, absolutely, but it had to be done. I think you have one that side and one that side. And then this feeds over the outer two. But of course, in doing so, the inner ones come out. There is probably a much simpler way that this works. It's all right for you guys. You've only got to watch it. I've got to do it. It's not something I'm going to do again in a hurry. There was no way that this switch was working without dismantling it and scraping that carbon off. Right, I think I understand how it works now, though. If more people would sign up to Patreon, then I could potentially split it into 2 tiers and have a cheaper tier and a more expensive tier. And then you could put your bill down if you wanted. But it all depends on more people signing up to Patreon. Right, let's think about this logically. I need these in here. They don't have to be anywhere special, they just have to be in. Now I need them to stay in whilst I get this over the top of them. As soon as I put that on, they just spring out. There must be something I'm doing wrong here. Bits and subs are going to be cool, yes. Let's see if I can find any form of image online of how the insides of one of these works. Probably can't. Nope. Um... Good focus. There's a bent pin. Are you happy now you've got a bent pin? This is frustrating. These are identical, aren't they? They are identical. So it doesn't matter which one goes where. The hooks go towards the center. And they basically cross over like that. Like that. Go on, get in there, you. There, like that. And then that hooks on over the outside ones. But the moment I attempt it, it all falls apart. No, it just doesn't stay together. I'm going to have some way of holding this in place whilst I try and manipulate the plastic part onto it. Or some way of holding it into the plastic part whilst I manoeuvre it into place. I'm thinking something along those sort of lines, but I don't think I have any hot glue at the moment. But I do have some latex. Which hasn't been used for a long time. Oh, look at this. This is what I call rubbery stuff. kind of congealed a bit here. You can try and it'll happen. Gets absolutely everywhere, this stuff, though. Let's put a blob of latex on here and on here. Right. They just want to go a bit tacky there now. I think we've all been there, Carrot House. Hard not to go there. Mention of latex, you immediately have to think cycling. Right, that's going to take a while to set. But it should go nice and rubbery and then peel off again afterwards. Ugh. It's supposed to take best before 24th of May 2012, this stuff. If there is a best before date on latex. Doesn't say on it how long it takes to cure. But it doesn't need to cure all the way. They don't make cycling shorts big enough or stretchy enough for me. No, I must not fiddle with it. I must leave it. Right, well, while that's happening, while that's drying a bit, what shall we do? What can we pass the time with? No idea. I should Carrot House, that's probably for the best. I have been having fun with my Sapphire 40 thingy, Pro 40 sound mixer thing. Anyway, that's all set up and running and working perfectly. And the Mac Mini is all set up and running and got the mixer software and everything on it. I can show you that if you fancy. when it boots. Where are we? There we go. I know there's no mouse or trackpad installed. This is the Sapphire Mix Control on OS X. My sound that you're hearing here doesn't go through this, but this does go through stream. So, where are we? I want to go into YouTube, I think. And audio library. Let's get some royalty-free music going. This is Outreach, apparently. Yeah, I've got. Actually, I should really turn down the. It's funny, those echoes. In fact, I shall put my headphones on so it doesn't echo through the microphone. Turn up my monitor output there, turn down the speakers, turn this back up. And I can turn you down without turning me down. So we've got completely separate mixers for what's going out on stream and what's coming out from my headphones. I've got the streaming one, has routing set up that goes out through the SPDIF digital output, and the playback one that comes out through my monitor. So you're going into an SPDIF, you then go into the M Audio Fast Track Pro, and then from there through USB into the streaming computer. But it's a remarkable bit of kit, this Sapphire. I love it. I actually had it working completely natively on Linux earlier. There is a whole mixer program and everything that works with it, but unfortunately it's naff, it really is. It's not intuitive to use at all, and it doesn't have the option to save this settings to the mixer itself. So yeah, I'm sticking with having it on OS X with the little Mac Mini. But I've also got a microphone cable connected up to it, so I can connect up a microphone. And now you should be hearing me. Turn it on. There we go. Now you should be hearing me through this microphone. If I mute the Tascam there, now we're just on this. My idea for using this is not really for speaking to you. Obviously, it's for if I want to show you the sound that something is making. I can use the microphone up close. Stop that rubbish. So yeah, I've been having great fun with this thing. Back to the taskbar. Oh, how's this looking now? is going to hold it enough to keep it in place whilst I manipulate it. It's trying to spring back into position there, which is good. We could have karaoke, but then of course we have the problem of content match. And I don't really want the copyright strikes. Latex all over my tweezers now. Oh, I have a sense of adventure, just not where YouTube is involved. YouTube don't possess a sense of humour. See if I can get these to join up in the middle a bit. We're nearly getting it. Look at that. It's in. Now the latex, being latex, is a very good insulator, so I don't really need to worry too much about leaving any in here. But I don't want it coming loose and going between the contacts. Oh, we were so close then, it was in. I should have just left it. I know that it can be done this way though. I'm not going to fiddle with the latex next time, but I know that this will work. So, the method. A blob of latex on each groove on the plastic. Insert the short leg of each one into the latex. And leave it for a few minutes to set. I'll be an expert at this by the end of this. Now, I need to think how I can generate an actual test signal. I wonder what frequency my signal generator goes up to if it's plugged in. Not connected. Come on. Let's just get my oscilloscope out of the way. Oops. Plugged in. It's plugged in. So why is it? No, it's turned on. Why is my signal generator not signal generating? Has the fuse gone in it? It looks okay. Yep, that's fine. I'm not getting anything out of it. Got a silly soft power switch on it. I have to nudge my precious springs, and pressing the power switch does nothing. Not had it very long. Power switch is on the back. Nada, nothing at all. That's a bummer. That's going to have to be a repair job then, isn't it? I wonder how long the warranty is on this before I rip it apart. And when I bought it. I'm going to have to look that up, aren't I? Probably only 1 year warranty, and I've had it a couple of years. Let's see if I can get my orders from Farnell up that are going back far enough. Right, give me my orders, please. No way of knowing which order it was on without inspecting each and every order. Let's try that one. Nope. Not that one, is it? Nope, doesn't look like it. Let's try that one. I know it's going to be one of the higher value orders that I placed. How about that one? There it is, Tenma function generator. What's the date on this? This was just over 3 years ago. There's no way that's going to be in warranty now. 23rd of October 2020. So I suppose I've got no qualms opening it up then. I haven't even got round to peeling the peel off the front of it. Just out of interest, it's been unplugged for a little while now. Try it again, nothing. Nada, zip. Right, that's going to have to be a repair job. Right, back to this then. Let's get this done, shall we? Yeah, I want top-down view. These are springy now, that's good. Nope, that's not working yet. Fog, it's coming out. Take out 3. Right. Okay. I'm going to leave this at the back of my desk for a while, and we shall try again later. In the meantime, I suppose there's no time like the present for, I suppose you'd call it a tangent, wouldn't you? Where did that go? First screw I removed, gone, vanished. I hate screws. I'm sure I can find a replacement for that, nothing special about it. Rip through the warranty sticker. Ah, I didn't call it a tangent. I just said that you might call it a tangent. Okay, so that's gets me into a metal box. goes under there. Remove the handle. Oh, it goes forwards. There we go. I've managed to spike myself on one of those springs. Oh, there's a lot in here. Such a lot in here. It's basically an ARM processor, a power supply, a screen, and a bit of analog circuitry. Cool, so complex. Right, and top-down view. I've got no room on my desk now because of all the bits of telly. I suppose first thing I should check is signal path or power connection path. Live is working. Neutral is working. Okay. It's a simple switch mode power supply. There's no sign of leakage on any capacitors. This is my signal generator that does not want to power up. I am seeing no voltages, if this is ground, being generated by the power supply at all. So is it dead power supply? Is there an onboard fuse there that's gone in some way? Yes, I tested the switch. The switch in the on position, I had continuity from the back socket to the circuit board on both live and neutral. Okay, back of the power supply. We have a big chunky cap here that seems to be added as an afterthought. One tiny little 8-pin controller chip, opto isolator, and the usual assortment of passives. Nothing that looks like it might be anything to do with a fuse of any form. Well, it's a rectangular potted cap. It's a tenter cap. But reefers, even if it was a reefer, it's only 3 years old. It's not going to be a dead reefer. Let me just get my magnifying glass and look a little closer at this. I can see no obvious signs of anything gone wrong. No signs of overheating, no signs of leaking capacitors, no signs of broken tracks or cracked solder joints. Me too, so you're not alone there. Rectangular caps equals reefer, but only in older equipment. It's not a problem with newer equipment. Well, not yet, but one day it probably will be. Certainly no bulging in any of those capacitors. Let's have a look at the rectifier, which is buried underneath this capacitor. Maybe put on diode setting, it might be better. That's thankfully, neither have I. It's nothing I want to ever experience either. Let's just check this varistor here. It's okay, 2.69 ohms. How about the output diode? Hard to tell when it's in circuit. It's only getting 2 different voltage drops though. I'm assuming that there is a standby voltage coming out of this like you get in an ATX power supply. Which is enough for this to be able to switch the main power on, but I mean, there's no guarantee that that's the case. But I would imagine so with a soft power switch. Come on, line it up. Come on, get in there, thank you. Just try testing it with no load attached, just in case the main computer is causing it to short out and switch off. No, I'm not seeing a single voltage there. I'm no power supply expert. But I'd say the power supply is not happy. 8 more towers and 3 more laptops. Where do you keep all these things? If I had to guess, I'd say the power supply wasn't even beginning to power up. Which would either mean it's not getting power, or the controller chip is not receiving its bootstrap power. But it's certainly not a happy power supply, that. A couple of pictures of it. It might just be easiest to see if I can find a replacement power supply. Either that, or I could, I suppose, try modding, if I can work out which voltage is which, try modding it with a small ATX or ITX power supply. I hate these things. The pillars on these never quite line up properly with the boards. Put this back together again, put it to bed. That's a job for another day, I think. Right, in the meantime, this should have dried nicely. Right, are we ready for take 3 yet? Right. Can I remember what I'm supposed to be doing with this, though? Okay. Almost. Almost. It tried to do it. Oh, this is so frustrating. It did not want to go into the gap here. Wouldn't think it'd be this hard to get it to just join up and slot in. Right, if I try it the other way round, get them roughly in position there, and then put a blob of latex to lock them into place. All right, Cobb, I'll see you later. Thanks for joining us in this frustration of a stream. Oh, they do go like this sometimes. Just everything you try just says, no, not going to do it. Oh. Right, just need to let that dry again. But I am glad that we did manage to get some life out of the television at least. If not through the mains. So what's your next video going to be then, Carrot House? Can you spill the beans? Give us a sneak preview of what you're going to be producing next. Hard drive death ASMR. Oh, is this the Windows 98 hard drive? They're trying to get the updates off. That certainly did not sound a healthy hard drive in the slightest. Yeah, when a hard drive starts to die, it can really sound quite scary at times, the noises it makes. I don't think I've got one that's that dead, because when they get that dead, I tend to just rip them apart and steal the magnets out of them. So the magnets are very useful for remagnetizing screwdrivers. Oh, it'll certainly have magnets, yes. No, I'm not sure what the legalities of sending sort of powerful magnets like this through the post would be, especially overseas. There's certainly restrictions on sending speakers and the likes because of the magnets. Got a screw handy. That's a bit more magnetic now. It's in. It's actually in. Your Twitch is messed up, is it? In what way? Gone out of sync, or just the fact that you're watching me? Oh, Twitch chat. Oh, well. Who knows what goes on with Twitch chat? It's almost as strange as Discord. I need to keep this level, otherwise these just fall straight through. Okay. Now the interesting part, trying to get this back on without it all exploding. First, I'm just going to tweak these tabs. The only one I need to do, I think. I'm scared. I'm scared. Come on, in we go. It clicks. Get that flush. Phew. My God, that was a trial getting that back together. I never want to go through that again. Okay, now the moment of truth. No beeps with it off. Oh no. Oh, phew. Beeps all round with it on. Fixed. Celebrate. Where's the search on this? There it is. There must be something here for... It's called Celebration. Oh, enough of that. Oh, that's enough of that. Too much excitement in one day. Right, he is indeed. I'll just have to watch the VOD. The VOD, Bob's VD videos. Right, we can get this back in its little cosy slot now. And we need the washer and the nut. And now to try and get it to screw on. Which is easier said than done. There must be a way that this front panel can be slimmed down a bit, but I really don't want to go there. I've had enough excitement for one day. I just want to get this nut on. There we go, it's on. That's locked in place. Nearly there. That's tight enough. Right. Whew. What have I done with the lid for latex? There it is. Okay. The back. Oh, and this awkward bit. Oh. Hate this bit. Trying to get this into place and screwed in. No, come back. I hate screws. What is it with screws and floors? Right, so this one goes through this hole here. To then go into that screw hole there. Right, I think that's in. The magical 4-pin connector. Oh, I know what I've forgotten. The official Sony twist tie. There we go. Right, that one goes in there. That one in the side, this one in the other side. And we want bottom. And I think I'll put the feet on back on while I'm here as well. They didn't need to come off. Right, and you know what this means? It means we are moments away from powering it up properly from the mains. Right. Actually, I'm going to plug it in over here so I can be stood well away from it when it explodes. Turn the front power on, and that's that monitor. I'll just leave that in. That's my keyboard. That can go. Okay, plugging in. Drum roll, please. 3, 2, 1. We're still alive. Power hasn't exploded. we have crackling on the audio. Brightness control, there we go. Contrast control. We have telly. Or partial telly. Which way around do these go? I think this one is side, isn't it? Or is that front? Can't remember. This one's front, isn't it? Or is it? No, that just goes on the front. I'm confused. I can't remember how these knobs work. Right, that goes there. Nope. That goes there. Or does that go there? Or does that one? I can't remember. I shall have to look that up in the manual as to which knob goes where. But success! We have a working, I assume, and can't tell until I get a signal, television of sorts. Where's the manual? There's the manual. Find the pictures of the front. Yeah, these two go together. Ah, that's what I'm missing. One piece I'm missing. That's what was confusing me. Those two go together. Right. So this one has to go on here somehow. That. Then, yeah, this one goes in there. That's it. And this arrangement goes in the side here. push it in, doesn't it, I think? I'm thinking the switches on the front need a bit of contact cleaner in them. But we're certainly picking stuff up. That to me looks very much like what you get from digital television. Oh. Contrast knob is a bit sensitive. It's probably needs a bit of deoxit on it, but yeah. That's the sound of definitely the sound of digital TV there. Fantastic. I would say that's working. So now that it's working, I'm happy to spend the time actually doing a clean-up on it. So I think I know what I'll be doing on Monday. I shall see as well if I can find something that'll generate a signal for it. I've got an idea what might do. Got a DVD player downstairs that might work. So yeah, Monday it will be a cleaning day. Unless, on the off chance that Shelby cancels tomorrow's stream, which he does occasionally if he's busy editing, then I do like to sneak in an extra one on a Friday just to take over from him on that day. So yeah, well, yes, I'm eminently happy that that's working and hasn't exploded and killed me. So I am going to put the stream to bed now then. It is a beautiful little unit. And it's reminiscent in some ways of the old Mac Classics, but differently proportioned and coloured, of course. But that same, unfortunately, yes, I do. But I can play with it for a while first. It'll take me a while to get it clean enough, just right, to be able to hand it back. So the palm is not going to Canada. Right, yeah, I think I am now... well, who knows? Who knows what the future holds? It might end up going to a foreign country. I might take it to Sweden with me next time I go. It's been fun, if a little frustrating at times, but yeah, I'm sure it was really exciting for you watching me trying to get those springs in place. Oh, that was such a fun part of the stream, I'm sure. So, right, I'm going to get my headphones so I can listen to the outro music for a change. I need to turn them down a bit though. I Don't want to blow my ears out with it. Right, outro time. Well, that was a fun stream, it has to be said. There were ups and downs and springs everywhere, and yeah. And I don't know what's happened to the power supply in my function generator. I was going to see if that would generate a high enough frequency for me to be able to modulate a picture on the telly, but oh well, that's another job for another day. So yes, well, thank you for joining me on this. It's been fun. Monday I shall be cleaning it up and getting it absolutely spotless if possible. So yeah, if you enjoyed this stream, which I'm sure you didn't with all that boring springiness, follow me to get notified when I next stream, which will be Monday evening, 7 o'clock GMT. If you really enjoyed it and you want to pay for more pain, you can always join up on Patreon, where you'll get your name in this scrolly bit down here, plus early access to any videos that I produce, and joining in the fun community that is building up over there. You'll also find me on YouTube and Discord, so check me out over there. All the links are in the descriptions and everywhere that links normally are. So yes, thank you very much for joining me, and I shall... are you plugging yourself again, Carrot House? The Retro Recall, yes, on the is on the my main Patreon subscriber at the moment. Yes, an excellent YouTube channel, posting a look at many old computers that he's been donated, and he's just had a whole load more donated. So go and look for the Retro Recall on YouTube, and go and show him some love, as he shows me some love every time I stream. So yes, thank you very much for joining me, and have a great couple of days, and I'll see you on Monday.